I'm going to get dressed and do something with my day today. Well, I'm going to take a shower and get dressed. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything with my day. So, I was thinking about let's do another privilege, child privilege. A lot of things are set up for families, and again, my lens is through the Mormon lens. Right after I left my church, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and started living in nursing homes. So I wasn't really asked why I didn't have children after I left my church. In the Mormon world, it is very, like, you get married young, you have a bunch of children, and it's never enough. So I wasn't asked why I didn't have children. I was asked why I wasn't married. But had I been married, I would have been asked, and quite frankly, it's none of their business, but I'm infertile. And had I told them that, it would have been really awkward. And maybe I would have, just because it would have been awkward. I don't know. But really, why aren't you married? Why don't you have children? It's really none of anyone else's business. But in Kansas, I was donating plasma, and I was 32 or 33, and the lady was, the plasma tech said something about her kid, and I said I didn't have any, and she asked her how many I had, and I said I didn't have any. She said, "How do you not have any children at your age?" Well, I didn't dare tell her I was a virgin, because the older you get as a virgin, it's really embarrassing, actually. So I just told her that I hadn't found anyone with whom I wanted to have children yet. And she looked at me like I was weird, like, you don't plan children. Well, I do, or I would if I were able to have them. And it's really no one else's business why you don't have children. The first guy I slept with was before my diagnosis, and he felt really guilty for taking my virginity. I didn't want to sleep with a douchebag who was like, "Sweet, I slept with a virgin, yeah." No, I wanted to sleep with a nice guy. And then he felt really guilty. And I was like, "You took nothing. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't drugged. I wasn't 17. I was 34. 30 freaking 4. Like, that's really kind of old to lose your virginity." So he took nothing that I did not give, but he still felt really guilty, which was odd because he was an atheist. I don't get it. And every guy since then has been kind of an F it, life is short. Even if I were to fall in love with someone now at this point, there would still be the underlying, I have multiple sclerosis, I have fibromyalgia, I have endometriosis that apparently I cannot cure because the hysterectomy didn't. I have sciatica, I have scoliosis, I have a new diagnosis every freaking month. I have big things, namely multiple sclerosis and fibromyalgia, but the MS is the big one. It's the biggest one. So even if I were to actually fall in love with someone at this point, there would still be the underlying F it, life is short. So it's really none of anyone else's business why people don't have children. But it's like, that's what you're expected to do. You're expected to just have children, especially women. One of my friends said to me, "Does it bother you that I don't want children and can have them, and you do want them and can't?" And I said, "No, because you're responsible." It does bother me that Casey Anthony can, and other women who murder their children. Yes, it bothers me that they are able to bear children and I can't. But people who simply don't want children, they're responsible. If they got pregnant, they would take care of it, or they would abort it legally. I'm okay with abortion. In fact, I'm pro-abortion now that I have MS, because I would really like to have people do embryonic stem cell research to cure me. And how do we get those embryonic stem cell research? From embryos, taken legally. So, no, I'm not bothered that she can and I can't. I'm bothered that people who would hurt their children can and I can't. But I'm also bothered that people think it's their business to ask why I don't. It's, yes, children privilege. People, things are set up for families. You're expected to have them. Not everyone wants them. Not everyone can have them. And it's not everyone's business.